Hello everyone, welcome to Kerbal Space Program. And funny story, I actually forgot to do the what's the word? Voice for this. So I'm doing a voiceover and editing it. So as you can see, this is the building process. We got the Science Junior on. I just unlocked a ton of tech prior to this. I was messing around with blueprint mode for a bit, doing while I do. Second stage is a swivel. Um, third. The next is a poodle. Then the bottom, as you're seeing, is four swivel engines and four solid rocket engine SRBs. I put Jeb on the thing, so yeah. Out to launch is back to normal speed. So as you can see here, it was a overall great mission to start off, but it's it was decently hard to do. Uh, I've never actually done a Mun landing in KSP2 before. I've done a lot in KSP1, but in my KSP1 days, I had things like BDB and what was it, Astrogator was the maneuver plan thing. Yeah, in my thing. So that made it a lot easier. And yeah, so from here, I'm going to speed up the launch footage, and I will see you guys again once we are in orbit, ready to burn for the moon. Okay, and just about now you're going to see me. Yeah, I'm getting into orbit. It's going at about 8 times speed, so it gets done faster. And then my burn for the moon will be quite soon. As you can see, I'm setting up the move plan there. And the burn should be in like, what, second? Well, yeah. Now, as you can see, I believe it says, what is it, 30 seconds till the burn. And that burn will be completed in, yep, no, not 30. Okay, well, burn's going, and now that that's over with, just kind of a bit of waiting until the burn is over. Um, but this should be the end of phase one of the series, which is a lunar landing. Phase two would be travel to other celestial bodies, such as Dune and Minmus. Pretty sure some Minmus contracts should come up next. I don't really know. I haven't played Science all too often. My other save, I only got as far as this, and the reason I ended it is because I crashed into the Mun multiple times. So I'm just here hoping that this save won't have the exact same fate. As you can see here, I burned a bit too much, so I was going to do a mid-course correction burn, which wouldn't take all too long because it wasn't too much of a mid-course correction burn. It was just a minor adjustment, so I didn't crash into the Mun. That was a strategy I used last time, just instead braking for orbit. Then I found out that was a lot less efficient, but some of the things I picked up here are, what is that one called? The one small step, so I had to land on the moon, and the flag contract that makes me have to land in one of the Mars of the moon. Not Mars, the planet, one of the MRS, yeah, MARSE, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, it was like some sort of little thing in the middle of, like the little flatter areas, the little dark brown, I mean, dark black flatter areas. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of slowly positioning myself into an orbit. And the reason I'm doing this is because last time, if you saw the previous episode, I flung right past the moon and I had to use a bit more fuel than I wanted. That took a lot longer. Luckily, I was able to get this all done in 2 attempts because my game broke midway through. You'll see the cut very soon. It wasn't a big cut, it was just a kind of a small one. You'll just kind of see a jolt from like one position in orbit to another. Yep, and that's me burning into orbit right there. So those little, you can see pretty sure two of them right there, right up there. So what I was doing is just kept spamming that one button. That will doesn't really make it go faster. I just get bored when I'm low on fuel, so I do that. But don't do it often because it has ruined a lot of playthroughs. But in a moment here, I can actually see it on my little editing thing over here. We're about to cut into our next set of footage. So yeah, the process of landing is it doesn't go as according to plan. Let's just say that. I burn a bit too little and almost crash Jeb into that the one you kind of see it close to the nav ball, that little area. That's our landing target. I was doing some science right here, making sure I got all of that science tech. Pretty sure I got out of here with like 400 when I was all and done. But Yeah, this video is gonna be a lot shorter than most because one, there is editing. Two, it is a much shorter video. In general, it took a lot less attempts than the prior, and as you can see, the previous one was 30 minutes, so that took a lot longer. And from what you can see here, we are now going to be descending toward the lunar surface. I was trying to line myself up properly. We should be landing soon because I'm gonna set up a little thing to remind me to land. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna then go for retrograde. I actually, at this point, didn't think I would make it because of the sheer slowness I was moving at. Didn't look good for Jeb, but I last time I used the same lander design, different lift vehicle. The old one was simpler, more looked a lot more like a Falcon Heavy, minus the fact that it couldn't re-land itself. That is something I eventually want to do with this series, not because it's a science goal, but I just want to do it anyway, kind of re-land something similar to a Falcon or a Starship, or a New Shepard for that matter. But uh, yeah, anyway, so now we're at a point where you can see me slowing down to about, yeah, 130, and then I'll cut down about to 60-ish, or 70-ish, one of the two, when I get closer to the surface. And that would be a you know, little tough if I just started going down at this, because the Terrier, while being incredibly efficient, isn't the best for landing. I mean, well, it's very good for landing. I use it on all my landers. Yep, see, there's a Terrier. Prior stage was a swivel. Now, I kind of just briefly turned on my engine thinking that'd be enough thrust. It was enough thrust with the swivel, but I forgot I didn't put a swivel on this lander, unlike the prior one. That's also would have made problems on my way returning, because the swivel, well, it's not a vacuum optimized engine in any way. It's a light launch vehicle engine in that matter. But as you can see here, I thought I was not gonna make it down, but luck was on my side, and Jeb was able to slowly bring himself down to the lunar surface. And as you can see, it would be touchdown, and we're gonna have a little kind of tilt to the side. Jeb's going to get out of his vehicle, fall down. I forgot a ladder. I don't even know if I had them unlocked at this moment. At the time I'm recording this voiceover, I've recorded two other episodes, but I do have ladders now. They're on my future landers. Uh, Future, as in I haven't launched any other landers yet. Uh, Still working on those. But I think you guys are gonna like the next episodes. They have a lot more launches, a lot more new designs, better than whatever's going on here. These are just low vehicles. Anyway, I tried to put Unity 2's landing site as from last episode's Unity 1, but site didn't work. It was too long, so I just did landing. And then simply Jeb, because why not? I would have put a memorial for Tim, but if I ever get another lunar landing contract, I will put it there. If you don't know about Tim, he was in our first episode. I believe second mission, he died due to complications during reentry, with the parachute not deploying and all that. I'm taking a surface sample here so I can, uh, what's the word? Get some extra science. Pretty sure that gave me, what is it, 170, 170, one of those numbers. Then I almost did a service survey, but I didn't feel like it. For a minute there, I was gonna go explore the rest of the Mun, but in some of my other landing areas, especially with the site I was going to land in my other save, it was much more interesting. I didn't land in one of these areas because I didn't pick up the contracts to plant a flag in Mar. So, yeah, this is me getting back into at least, sorry, attempting to get back in. It was, Jeb got stuck on the solar panel there. And then, so, as we're going back up, we decided that it would be not, we could get a lot more science at the surface if we just stayed over. As you can see, I got an energy run out, but I was able to collect it anyway. I don't know how that worked, but it did. And then I just kind of gave it a little boost to get the landing legs off, and then continued my way up. So, yeah, it was a very nice lunar landing, and the fact that it took a very short amount of time to get down there. As again, I'm better with KSP1's controls. Well, they're exactly the same, but I'm used to Delta V readouts, and well, just overall using parallax scatters to my advantage, but the scatterers in KSP2 don't appear when parallaxes appear. Parallax appears a lot earlier, which if you have KSP1, not 2, parallax is a mod that you probably have. It's the ground scatter mod, uh, made by Lynx, and pretty good mod. I used to use it, but it caused a bit of performance issues for me, especially on my lower end computer. You see the specs in the description every episode. But it does run KSP2, very surprisingly. Anyway, I was planning to lower my orbit at this burn, but instead of that, I accidentally burnt for a straight trajectory right toward Kerbin. I was scared that reentry honestly would just fail here because, well, usually last time I went in very, very, very fast to an atmosphere. It was not in KSP2, it was in KSP1. I did a, uh, what was it? It was a mission to Mars because I was using our Karos as, Kerbal Scale. And then I decided to, well, decided to use only the Apollo parts from BDB, and I got back. I started entering the atmosphere really fast. Heat shield broke off, and I died. But yeah, this was a lot less stressful in the fact that, well, reentry went nice, and then the parachute kept breaking off. I don't know why it did that, but it's a weird little glitch they have with the game, but that the parachute just keeps breaking off. Uh, but yeah, after this little landing appears, I was going to go get some stuff out of R&D, but decided not to. I don't honestly know why I deployed that parachute that early. Really should have just waited a bit, or at this point just jump jet out of the capsule because why would you even, want to be in there at that point? But you know, it was a lot harder for survival reasons. But nah, Bill's taken what is it? What was last episode's fall? Like 60 meters per second, 65. It was a pretty hefty fall. Humans would not survive that. But he did, and it ended up going really well for him. So, I mean, congrats to him. He might even be in our next lunar mission. I mean, hint, hint. Maybe, probably not. I'll probably honestly forget by the time I'm setting up crew. I haven't even done that yet. But as we see here, we splashed down, recovering the capsule, and we just went back to mission control to, Nabro Science. As I said, pretty sure it was 400. It was 471, so closer to 500. I got 100 from that. Got 100 from its eccentric. The eccentric orbit contract I got midway through the burn because it needed an eccentric orbit, which is an orbit that has a way higher apoapsis than a periapsis, or vice versa. Oh wait, no, not vice versa. That's how physics work. Then you see I got some new contracts like Lonely Satellite, Escaping Kerbin, and Lunar Signal. Lonely Satellite I don't really understand. Never gave me a satellite contract. I mean, maybe I was meant to launch a satellite when I did the Mun or Bust, but I, I I guess, but they should really fix that system. But yeah, that is it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time in not season 2, but the next, variation of this little format. So, see ya.